So, welcome to the first recorded episode of D&D Blender. I am your Dungeon Master, Tim, and I just go around the table and everyone can introduce themselves. Let's start with...
In character or?
Either or. You can your name and your character's name. It's up to you how you wish to approach it.
Right, well, my character's name is Nissa Nimnackle. She is a deep gnome and appears to be a ranger with currently a trident on her back.
Mm-hmm. Indy?
I'm Indy Jones. I Lightfoot halfling and I'm a rogue.
Well, the name's Mandel, and I'm your resident artificer.
He's actually picked up an accent since the last game. So, since session 0. And...
I'm Roosh. I'm a Huffling cleric of the Forge. And yeah, I'm collecting names.
Okay.
Currently known as Roosh Loudhammer.
Okay. And we have another character that will be joining in later on, but he has not arrived yet, so we will not introduce him at the moment. So...
I feel like I should have introduced myself in the voice now.
Oh, that's alright. Alright, so in our last episode, as it were, there was in your town there was a festival that happens every year where a group of outsiders will visit your town and bring forth a special fruit that is highly sought after by members of the council of your city, that allow for longevity in the healing of wounds. However, for the first time in a very long time, the group that is responsible for bringing the this fruit did not actually arrive, and so a group was sent to this to investigate what had happened. When they returned, well, one of them returned, they informed the group that there was an attack that had occurred. A group of kobolds and a group of goblins had been at war, essentially, in this temple, which is assumed where they had been from and where they got this fruit from. Your... having gone through the temple and assisting the residents with helping to attempt to retrieve their dragon, albeit successfully or unsuccessfully, you then managed to fight the big bad on the first level and then descended down into a pit which was overgrown into a second level of this temple. At which point, at the bottom of this pit, in this underground garden, as it were, a modron bursts its way through and says, "Finally! I've been trying to tell you, you shouldn't..." Boom! And then it exploded. And that is where we currently are.
That Modron had been bugging us the entire campaign. It's just been popping in and out the entire campaign.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Making absolutely no sense at all.
So after the explosion, you two now notice in front of you two more. It's in the tray. Here, I'm just going to ask for it. You two, what was your name again, sorry?
The name's Mandel.
Mandel and Roosh. You two now notice that one of your companions is missing. He is just... The explosion has occurred and he has disappeared. But standing across the other side of where this Modron was, there are now two other individuals.
Zaz? Zaz?
Do you know who they are?
Zaz?
I haven't seen them.
Well, it seems like these folk here have done something with Zars.
What?
Or he's gotten himself into all sorts of trouble.
I don't know this song.
We're not getting paid for this, so perhaps we should just, move on.
Yeah, I agree. We don't have to answer.
Hi.
Who are you?
I am Nissa Nimnackle, and this is my companion, Indy Jones. Who are you?
I'm Rouge.
The name's Mandel.
And
Right.
Zaz is a gnome that was with us just before the thing exploded. Was the thing with you?
No,
What-
I know.
what
I know.
thing?
I know what a thing.
The clockwork.
Yes,
ball
you
thing.
two
What do you
did
mean that
you two
way?
did see you two, Indy and Nissa. You did see this thing burst through, and it looked to you and said, "Finally, I've gotten through. Now, whatever you do, don't." And then it exploded.
You mean that thing that went boom?
Yes.
Hmm. Right, well, we need to go back to town.
Yeah.
I mean, is that rip thing still pointing somewhere?
I have.
Where did you come from? You weren't here a minute ago.
We were up there.
Up where?
Up with the dragon that we just killed.
What dragon
What
that was
dragon?
killed? We let that one out. And it dealt with all sorts of problems for us.
The one that the kobolds wanted?
Oh no, it's released and it's killed all the kobolds and everything up there.
Okay, yes, it killed all the kobolds because they were idiots
Oh.
and ran straight into the damn dragon.
Oh no,
but-
this one killed everything. I told him where it was.
What?
I mean, but we released it on the goblins, and it killed them, except for the king, who was a bloody idiot.
Wait, what?
Look, I'm not getting.
We did release that and it did kill everything, right?
But it's dead.
No, it ain't dead.
It's
It
dead. It's
shouldn't-
literally right up there. You can go look if you
It
want.
shouldn't be dead.
It's dead.
It was more than capable of killing us, so we...
I mean, we are talking about the same baby
I
dragon.
mean, I'm all
yes?
down for a
It
drink,
was-
but are you sure you haven't been drinking?
Was it white?
Well, I mean, yes, but that's beside the point.
White?
Yeah.
Very angry?
I
He
mean, it
wasn't
was
that
fine
angry.
with
he
me until the Goblin King told it to attack me.
Why would the Goblin King tell him to attack you? The Goblin King was lovely.
The Goblin King was an ass.
It was lovely.
Look, to be fair, I did sort of talk to the dragon before, and he had no love for either of them.
You talked to the dragon.
Well, yeah.
How?
He can speak dragon stuff. Apparently.
Well, the thing's dead, okay? And
Look,
the
I
Goblin
don't
King
care
tried
about
to
the
kill us.
dragon.
Why-
What
why-
I'm here for is my money.
Why are you here?
We came to find out what happened to the fruit.
Were you with... I cannot remember the name of the boy that we spoke to.
Oh, I can't remember his name either now. I've got my notes. Hang on.
I've forgotten what notes and what their names.
So I've just been enjoying this interaction. Let me go through my notes. Mark, there you go. Thank you.
Who's Mark?
Mark was with the first group that was sent out to find the fruit and find out what happened to the trading company.
You do remember Mark? Mark was the injured person who you met in the tavern.
He made it back to the tavern.
Oh, that. Wait, you went to the tavern?
We were in the tavern this morning. And Mark came in,
I was minding my own
No,
business,
we-
by right, I recall.
and his adventuring group, he said they were all dead, so he relinquished his claim. And then
he said that to us when we left.
The job's
tavern.
ours. If you want your money, you gotta go back to the town to get it.
Excuse me?
manners.
Well, they're obviously here to stake our claim.
No one said.
And I can't have that.
No one said anything about
Look.
the claim.
The only job we took was from the kobolds who wanted us to find their dragon. We did. We got paid. That is our coin.
We don't.
Ah, well, in that case, we're all good here. The coin for the fruit is ours.
Huh. You see, Mark said that we could have whatever was just laying there.
You can have that, sure. We're going to collect the fruit and take that back to the town and get paid for that, because that's what we were employed
So you
for.
found the fruit.
I'm assuming it's in the big black space behind you. Actually, that's where I was going next until you exploded in front of me!
You
Wizards!
in front of us!
Look, to be fair, you're wrong. You exploded in front of us.
Indy, which of us exploded, us or them?
You did.
I wasn't paying attention.
See, that's 2-1 with one undecided, so I think
3-1, because
Fine,
Zaz
if
would
you
agree with us.
Zaz would agree with us.
If you guys took the job to find the fruit, then have at it. We only came because we were wondering where it went.
Well, it never got picked. Because they were fighting with the kobolds, because the kobolds came in and raided their temple because the goblins had the dragon and the kobolds wanted the dragon!
And now none of it's a problem.
Wait, no. The dragon was the kobolds. The goblins stole the dragon.
Goblins have been here for generations!
No, it was the kobolds' dragon. We found the dragon keeper and everything.
Whenever I
The
find
goblins have a dragon keeper that's
Modrons
been looking
again,
after
I'll
generation after
kill that
generation,
son of a
handed
bitch.
down!
No, that was the kobolds.
Alright. Listen here. You see that thing that blew up in front of us? It's obviously caused some sort of hickory smoked fuck shit.
Do you have a lower volume setting?
Well, no. My guess is that shit's fucked. You're all here now. We got a job to do.
How long have we been in this cave?
You've been a little over a day.
I am not drunk enough for this.
That sounds like your
Pulls out
problem.
the wineskin.
Okay.
Indy, you deal with them.
Zaz! Are you doing the Heidi thing?
Who is that?
Zaz is my friend.
Ours is,
He's a gnome.
well, he's weird.
He's very clever.
You can make a history check if you like to see if you know anything about Zars.
I think everyone knows something about ours.
I was
14?
14. Plus 6.
20, alright. You know, Zars is a notable figure around town. He's a little bit eccentric. People tend to stay clear of him, but he generally people, or the rumors that people say about him is that he has something to do with the way that time works. He can actually fiddle with time, or at least he's been researching time. That's been his primary, like the rumors surrounding him. He does a little bit of weird research into that area, and a new magic known as chronomancy.
I wouldn't know that. I only rolled 14.
So
I said I only rolled 14 max.
Oh,
yeah, that's enough. Yeah.
I've heard of him.
Well,
I'm sure he's fine and didn't get hit by the explosion.
okay, look, we're only down here because the whip that the Goblin King had was pointing down here. Is it still pointing, Indy?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you looking at your whip? You're holding the whip in your hand. The whip, whoa, okay. The whip is pointing south. Like you see, in Indy's hand is what looks like a whip, but it also looks like an actual vine, like a plant vine, and it's actually pointing south. And in this chamber that you're currently all standing in, it's a large square chamber. There is a single stone door to the south, but to the north there's actually a large crack in the wall, which appears to be leading off into darkness. You saw something similar on the upper level. And this entire area is... Essentially, this is what looks like the ground is hard, but it's not stone. It's actually plant matter. This entire thing is basically overgrown right up all the walls, and that's how you guys got in. So if you're looking up to the ceiling, there's like black vines that grow up out of the ground through cracks in the ground, and they go up through that hole that you all descended down through. And the consistency of the vines is very similar to the whip that Indy is wielding.
What does that do?
We don't know. It was the Goblin Kings.
I hit things with it.
But why is it... Is it pointing to the fruit, do you think?
It is pointing in that general direction.
Well, you don't know what it is pointing to. You just know it's pointing north.
Oh,
No.
yes. It's probably.
Sorry? South. South, thank you. Sorry, south, yes. It's now pointing north. Now pointing...
Keep in mind.
Okay, south.
I may not have it, but I have it.
You really need a lower volume speaker. I am shifting headsets. Okay, that's disconcerting.
Just randomly, if we're all gonna follow this thing to the fruit, do you guys have health potions?
Yeah.
That's a very odd question to ask.
Well, I mean, we almost got killed by the dragon, and we didn't bring any potions because we were poor before we came.
You mean you didn't ask for some in advance?
They didn't give us anything in advance.
No, Mark didn't say anything.
We suggested when we spoke to the town leaders that since there was a war going on between the kobolds and the goblins, that perhaps some supplies to assist us living longer would be useful.
You spoke to the town leaders?
Yeah, that's how we got the job.
I didn't think the goblins and the kobolds were at war. I think the
That's what Mark
goblins
said.
literally just instigated it when they stole the dragon.
Mark said there was a war going on. Or they were fighting.
Yeah, Mark, just zipping back, Mark said to you that when they entered into the temple, there was a fight going on. They got caught in the crossfire.
So there was a big fight going on, so we thought, well, we're not going down there unprepared. And then when we got down there and spoke to the goblins, they said there'd been a war raging over centuries. And we know how long goblins live, they don't live very long, so, you know.
Well, I mean, we kind of had a cleric with us, and then he pissed off.
Yeah, I think he died.
He pissed off, then he died.
Yeah.
You need to take better care of your clerics then.
Well, it's not our fault. What was that thing that attacked us? That big thing in the coffin with the...
I'm trying to forget.
It was the mutated dragon priests. So they found a tomb that belonged to a fallen dragon priest, and when they opened it, it came to life and attacked them.
Didn't like its
It didn't like them being roused from their sleep.
Well, he wasn't the greatest companion anyway. He was a bit dumb.
Yeah, he was useful though. I mean, he kept us alive.
Yeah, well...
I don't think anyone is really that loyal or dedicated to us. Everyone just leaves.
Oh, the kobold's pissed off on us too.
I know.
Wow, with attitudes like that, I'm not surprised.
Remind me why we're helping them.
Who said you were helping us? If you have
The
that habit...
whip showed us exactly where you were going.
Well, it's clearly pointing to my fine ass, and you can follow it.
Hey. I ain't gonna complain with that.
I start marching in that direction.
All right. You walk south towards the door, and you see a fine silvery gnome ass with armor shaking and swishing as it goes.
Excuse me! We were not finished!
As you approach the door, you notice that this door is very similar to other ones you've seen before. It is a stone archway with a wooden door. The door itself looks fairly rotted away. One of the things different from the upper level to this lower level is that it's a lot more damp. So the wood from the from the doors has actually begun to rot. So you don't think it would be much in the way to break the door down, or even if you tried to turn the knob, you don't think it would even withstand that.
Well, I kick it.
Okay, you kick it and it just shatters.
That was easier than the dragon's door.
Perhaps we should follow them.
Well, I mean, look, to be fair, we still didn't get that
I
key
guess
to
it's
open the door
safer.
yet.
They have the potion.
Actually, no, wait.
I mean, they are the ones that took the job for the free.
Dear
The least we
Lord.
can do is make sure it actually goes
Zaz
back
has
to
it,
town.
doesn't he?
Yeah.
Believe he does.
Zaz has a lot of things. He better
We
pop
help
back
them
in
out.
very soon, or I'm going to be very upset.
That's not always my experience.
Well, no point crying over that
We'll
right
take
now.
our share if they don't share with us.
I'm sure he
No,
has
it's
got
obvious that if we go
everything
back with
under
them,
control.
so they
I
have
take
to-
my,
they kinda have to
My light,
know
Yeah.
each other.
my little shiny rock, and just sort of hold it through the door.
Mhm.
So I think something like about 10.
It's like 5 feet. It's very, very dim.
I do have light cast on my spear, which
Yeah.
is like
Yeah,
3
very
feet above my head. Or
very
something.
bright. Yeah. So
Take it, but I reckon we should do just
let's wait for them to finish their little conversation.
just
Right.
like it.
So we've come to a decision.
They pop up behind you too.
Well,
Are you
it's
still
about
following
time.
us? We are willing to help you for a share in the potions. What? We are willing to help you with what you're doing, as long as we are not left out when it comes to potions and healing if needed.
Well, if you can fucking take care of your clerics, then maybe you can.
Or is anyone here actually a cleric? Fine. We will protect you if you make sure we
Oh, I don't
die.
need protecting. I'm quite capable of that, thank you very much. I don't know if you've noticed the big fucking shield covering my ass.
I didn't actually, but it's a nice shield.
Thank you, I made it myself. You should see it in action. You're welcome to follow us. You're welcome to kill things in our wake. And if you are dying, of course I will heal you. That's my job.
Deal.
Yes, the vine whip extends out.
Left. Look right. Look front.
Alright, so straight ahead, you see a corridor that heads on down for about 50 feet, and then it sort of abruptly stops. It doesn't so much. It's you see like very, very fine masonry work with some of the vines on it, and then about 50 feet down, you notice there's almost like a gash in the wall and the roof, and then you just see stone ahead, and there's like a slight gap to the left and right.
Interesting. Do you want to do the investigation forward, or shall I?
Well, I think I know what happened last time you tried to do it.
Yeah.
Can I see any further?
No. It's again, as far as you can see, it's just the nice masonry work, and then it just goes into a solid, like a rough wall, like it looks like a cliff wall.
Assuming you want to help me.
Sure, I'll help you. I will hold my spear out to
So
give you light.
I think we're investigating as we're going forward to make sure there's no
Yeah.
Traps
Yeah.
or
traps
holes
or the
or
like.
sudden spikes.
I will cast detect magic.
Detect magic. That's 30 feet radius. 60 feet.
23.
23?
30 feet.
30 feet. All right. So you do not.
Ping.
Yes, there's a lot of magic coming from the shiny ass of the cleric
And my left arm.
and your
What's
left.
it best if we don't piss that one off?
But my left arm also glows.
Know what the amount of magic coming off of?
Just a cleric.
But other than that, there is no magic within range. You do not detect any traps, and as you make it towards where this crack is, you notice that basically what's happened is that there's been like an earthquake or something, and part of the temple has cracked, and there's this massive gash through. It leads north southeast, I think, and southwest along. In the southwesterly direction, you look and you can actually see the rest of the corridor extend out. You can also see further down about 60 feet, so like 30 odd feet past where the corridor continues, a cave entrance with a dim light glowing out of it, and then to the north east, it just trails off into darkness. And
So,
I will be right back.
I guess it's a good time to point out that I have this and pulls out grappling hook.
Ah, you also have one of those.
We also have lots of rope.
Excellent. Something all good adventurers should come with. We got extra before we left.
We got extra before we left.
Wait.
Which way is the whip pointing?
Yes, indeed. Which way is the whip pointing?
Yes, DM, which way is the whip pointing?
You can see the whip.
Well, obviously it's going that way. Can't you see it? God!
Oh no! I figured I wrote one of the spell scrolls we had.
Had a heap of stuff that was worth a few coin.
Yeah,
I had a huge list and I lost them where it is.
Yeah, I know. I think I left my list here. Yeah, you probably have different lists. Just saying.
Yeah. We didn't
Sorry,
find a
what's the
Droga dragon priest.
Yeah, we went the other way through the scary corridor.
Oh.
Oh, because we went through the back door corridor, didn't we?
Yeah, we went.
Yeah, we took the easy way.
We took the short
And oh, that was so funny too. They all just fell asleep. And then we tied them up, interrogated one.
You
stabbed
you
the
stabbed
others.
a lot of them. So,
I'm still having
Did I
connections
leave
over
my
that.
notes here? The
Sounds
bunch
like
of
you
sheets
probably.
that I had it all written out?
I honestly don't know.
Because I had the spells that were on those scrolls that we found as well, and I don't know what they were now.
Oh, I've got that listed in the book, so. So, what have we decided?
We would like to know which way the whip is pointing.
The whip is pointing southeast.
Is that towards the hole or away from it?
It's pointing basically into the wall, but away from.
Where the tunnel continues.
Correct. So the tunnel the tunnel extends upwards and to the east. It's pointing downwards and to the east. So you could potentially travel up that corridor to get easterly, or you could head down westerly and see if it leads.
That is spectacularly unhelpful.
The goblins are the ones that harvest the fruit every year.
They are? Yes, they are. I'm
And if
remembering
the
that.
Goblin King has a whip thing that looks like it comes from the weird tree, it makes sense to follow that. But at the same time, I don't really like the idea of leaving the main corridor. I'm partial to masonry.
I don't know if you realize, but you kind of have to leave the main corridor. I mean, it's a solid wall right
yeah, but
there.
it continues over there. So we can just hop, skip, and jump over there, and then continue on.
How far away would the corridor be?
It's only about 10 feet, but you don't need to actually. It's not like a chasm, right? So you could actually just step into the gap and walk through. There's no, you have to like grapple over the top of it. Yeah. Like so, the ground has shifted, and there is a crack in the earth, but it doesn't form into like a bottomless pit. It's just a crack in the
So
wall.
it's basically just a new corridor.
Basically, yeah, but this one's been made out of an earthquake.
Naturally made.
And naturally formed, yeah. Yeah. Essentially, the way that it looks, if you get me a piece of paper, in a second, I will get a piece of paper.
Right, well, maybe we should vote.
So, you have this, thank you. So, you got the corridor goes like like this. Right, essentially what's happened is that's ripped and it's ended up like that. So it's split it apart and shifted it, and now part of it goes that way and part of it goes that way.
Alright, well, who votes for following the corridor?
My heart says to follow the masonry, the man-made, dwarf-made masonry. My gut tells me to follow the whip.
I'll be following.
I mean, the corridor goes the same direction as the whip, but, yeah, I know. Fine, we'll go the other way. I mean, which way would you prefer to go? Seeing as we are protecting you.
Come again?
What? We offered, she agreed.
Yeah. It's coming out of your share.
What? I didn't say I'd pay them anything. I just said I wouldn't let them die.
That is essentially what we asked for.
Where?
Well,
Picking
how
the
about
options.
we go up to the crack, see where this whip's pointing, and then go that way.
Okay. She heals us, so we don't have to worry about the potion that we did find. So, we're going that way then.
So you're going north.
Following the whip.
Okay. Well, okay. So it's going, but again, it's pointing into a wall.
But like
so we're gonna
following the downwards one. I think.
Going down. That's what I'm saying. You're going down. Or you're going up. That's basically the.
Yeah, going down because it's kind of like
All right.
into the wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pointing downwards into the wall.
Correct. Yes. All right. So heading down, you come to the other part of the corridor. The corridor, as you see it, basically it zigzags a little bit and then appears to come. You can't actually see it from the crack part. You can just see that the stone just zigzags through, and there isn't any plant matter in this either. The plants essentially form through the walls and not through the walls, over the walls in the crack, and they are through the corridor. But once you reach this particular area here, you don't see any additional plant matter.
How long can we see down the corridor, or is it?
It zigzags in, so you can see it zigzags about 20 feet, then it turns like sharp right angle, and then it goes about another 20 feet, and then it goes another right angle.
I feel like we should be following the planty road. This one doesn't have plants.
Indy, which way is the whip pointing now? Looks at Indy.
It's now pointing more easterly than it was before. So as they've moved, it's sort of continued to point. It's still pointing south, but it's now pointing less south and more to the east as you've come down.
So we're sort of circling it.
Yes. You've gone to the side essentially. Yeah.
Right. So we need to either go that way, or we need to go back around and go up the other tunnel and see if that comes in. Let's follow this one more for a little bit longer, and then if we still don't have any
I mean, I'll be
results,
honest.
we'll turn around and go back the other way.
It's probably down there where that light was coming from.
Right.
Further down the cracked path past where the tunnel, the corridor continued, there was a light emitting from a crack in the wall.
I didn't hear that.
No, sorry.
I would have gone that way.
Well, you've gone that way. You haven't.
We just haven't gone the whole way.
You haven't gone the whole way. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So you're basically standing 20 feet from it.
Then I will go and have a look at that thing.
Okay. As you approached, do you all follow?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you get closer with your detect magic up, you get a ping of magic.
There's magic that way.
It is. I'm trying to remember what kind of magic it is. 1 moment. I will get my Schools of Magic book out. It is conjuration.
Alright. Well, who knows anything about conjuration magic?
I'm not allowed to.
The stars would know.
Depends what you want to know, I guess.
Hmm.
Like, do you just want to know what it is, or?
You can make an intelligence check if you want to see if you know what it is.
I keep
Or make an
forgetting-
arcana check, I should say. Not an intelligence, but yes.
Oh my goodness.
I keep forgetting this one is more intelligent than the
If you give me 10 minutes, I can work it out.
I can tell you right now if you wanted to.
8. Okay. Essentially, you know that conjuration conjures things.
I will sit down and pull out my book of prayers and spend 10 minutes casting Identify.
Okay. During...
You have 10 minutes, guys. Go do your thing. I'm just gonna sit here for a while
Okay.
and talk to my god about some magic.
Okay. Where are you doing this, by the way? Just so...
Sort of next to it.
Next to it? Alright. So, but have you peered into the crack, I'm guessing? You haven't actually... I'm saying this happened as you were approaching, so...
Ah,
It's a 30-foot range on that.
Yeah.
right. Probably.
Okay. So as you...
Well, I would like approach it cautiously,
Yeah.
and then nothing happens. I would want to look through it.
Okay, thank you. So, essentially, as you stick your head round the corner, so you actually see what appears to be fire coming out of the sky, or coming out of the air. There's no source of the fire, but there is fire sort of flicking through what looks like a crack in space. And littered about the room are little trinkets and bits and pieces.
Oh, that's not good.
In addition, you see a unconscious body laying with an arrow stuck in its arm, laying in the corner,
I wish.
near where you guys are.
That is not good. Does anyone know how to get rid of magic?
Everyone leans in to check the character sheets.
No point in me checking because I'm out of spell slots.
Look, I can detect magic, I can't get rid of it.
No, we're not, are we? We don't have to spell magic.
Mm-hmm.
Most people.
God damn it, Sars, where are you when I need you?
Is there there's rocks around, yeah?
Yeah.
I grab a rock, and I just lob it.
Okay, you lob the rock and the rock goes tick, 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 tick. Then you hear and you see emerging from behind where the fire is a fire snake which goes, "Get out, bitches!" And we're initiativing now. So.
I hear the hiss and I pull my sword back.
Alright, so everyone roll for initiative. Yeah, it goes.
Can I attempt animal handling?
Sorry.
Can I attempt animal handling?
If you get when it's your turn.
Yeah. You wanna tame that fire snake?
I'm gonna team that fire snake.
Well, I mean, this ain't half bad, I suppose.
Mine's better.
+2.
23. With a +2.
Alright.
That puts me at 18.
21.
This is 22,
21.
21.
That's high. I'm
I was
12.
23.
Fuck me. Fine. Roosh is 21.
12.
12 for Indy.
18.
18. Alright. Indeed, let's see where the snake ends up. That's not good.
How big is the snake?
Sorry?
Is the snake bigger than me?
Everything's bigger than us.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is a medium creature, so it is bigger than you.
I could hide.
You're gonna hide behind it. Yeah. No, it can't see me because I'm hidden behind it. So... All right. Well, Nissa, you get to go first. So you see. Oh, hang on. Let me just put the map out. Might help. Let's use this for the time being. Oh no, that's not what I need. I need my texter. There's my texter. Alrighty. Cheers, mate.
Do you have a particular playlist that you're using, Tim, or shall I?
No, it's just YouTube.
Just put some battle music.
Yeah, put some battle music on. Alright, let's put you guys in the entrance. Whatever order you decided to be in.
I don't have my bottle yet, so
Indeed, what
using a battle axe.
Yeah.
And we'll use the baby dragon as the first snurk.
First nerd.
First snurk.
The first nerd.
The first snurk. Alright, Nissa, you're up. Go.
I'm going to attempt animal handling.
Okay.
I'm going to try and calm it down.
Okay.
This is a critical failure.
Oh! You managed to anger the snake even more. So how did you attempt to fail in attempting to calm down the snake?
I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah, you offer it some water and it goes, "Fuck you! Ah. You thirsty? No, you're fucking thirsty."
Ow.
This is a family room TV, yeah.
Yes. Oh no, it's actually the Xbox. Sorry.
Well, you know, I could try offering it wine and see how well that goes.
It explodes. Roosh, you're up next.
I will take a couple of steps forward
Mm-hmm.
so I can sort of stop falling over, drink. Like cover
Mm-hmm.
or give cover. With my big shield, my
Mhm.
spear ready, and
Yeah.
I will prepare the dodge action.
Very good. I've forgotten your name again. I'm just going to call you Mac.
Mendel.
Men. So
Mendel.
many.
Mendel.
Many delightful gnome. Okay, there we go. You're up next. So. Yeah, so I've got you down as Mech Many Delightful Gnome.
Can I see this thing from where I am?
You can see it. It is obscured by the flame, but you can see it, yes.
Excellent, that'll do. And I reach to my belt, pull it out.
What are you whipping out of your belt?
Well, tied him somewhere. No, it's a pistol.
Okie dokie.
And shooting from back here,
Mm-hmm.
believe that should be. I'll double check that. I think this is a +4 or +5 to hit, so 20 or 21.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
And that's. What's that? 6 plus 2.
8.
Plus 1 for magical weapon.
So 9.
9. I do 9.
There is a massive crack from the strange wooden wand that you've all seen before. There's a pistol that he whips out from his belt. You are partially ringing in your ears as a bullet goes screaming into the fire snake and he goes, "Ah! Ow!"
Can we
Indy.
actually understand him?
Yes, you can.
If I'm within 10 feet, I can do Thorn Whip.
Sorry?
If I'm moving 10 feet, I can do Thorn Whip.
Are you within 10 feet? No, it's just your regular whip attack is 10 feet.
Oh, yeah.
Thorn whip is 60 feet, I think, isn't it? Or 30 feet.
Okay.
It's a spell, so...
I will do that. I rolled a 12
12?
plus
What's your...
plus 2 to hit. So range is 30.
Yeah, but what's your ranged spell attack for?
My range is 30 feet, and it's plus 2 hit.
Plus 2 to hit. 14. 14 just hits. You hit it. So roll your damage.
Sure. It's either a 1/6 or a 4 plus 3. I'll do the 4 plus. It's all the same, I guess.
Yeah.
So 4.
So 7 points?
7.
You see...
Yeah, but not adjusts the weapon.
Indy holds out her whip and flicks it forward, and as she does, it actually looks like it grows and it extends, snakes around the fire, and actually goes whoosh, and hits the snake and then sucks back into itself. Okay.
Nice.
Did you wish to pull the snake closer towards you? Because you can do that.
Yeah, I can also trip it over.
No, that's only if you do a melee attack.
Oh.
You can't do it with your spell.
Do I
The
want
spell is its own attack.
to get it closer to me?
I'm saying it's an option you can do if you wish.
I'm in front of everyone, so.
No, I do not.
Okay.
Get closer to me.
It is.
This is how big my shield is. It's just enough for me to see over it.
Yeah. You really need to make it tall enough and just put a window in it. So it's a little sliding window. So it's like, you can just like a bounce.
Fire damage! Close window!
Close the window.
Tower shields and...
That's what I'm saying. It's like a window in a speakeasy. You can open the window, get them to tell you the password, and you close the window.
Or open the window. Jab, jab.
Jab, jab, and close the window. What's the password? No.
Correct.
Correct, in you come. Alright, the snake goes... And since the only thing that has actually hurt it is Indy, it's going to fly through and go to her.
I mean...
You can shove it.
Well, yeah, but again, Indy's closer.
Yeah.
You're behind. So.
Oh, I should restate that it's magical.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I got that. You said +1 for magic because you made it magical
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you're an artificer and you do all that awesome stuff. I pay attention. So the snake approaches you and it goes, "You're going to regret that." And it rolls a mighty... Not enough. A 90-10
Oh.
to hit with its bite, and then it makes an attack with its tail and makes it a grand total of 6. Then he goes, "Shit! Shit!" Back to the top, Nissa, you're up.
I will attempt to shoot it with my bow.
Okay. They can attack.
Not that dice, that one just failed me. Is 14 to hit?
That is just the number you need. That hits.
Okay. Five.
5 points of damage. Alright, it writhes in pain. You see bits of the flame, like it was very incandescent when it showed up. It's now beginning to dim. You think it's on its last legs. Roosh.
It does not want to stand upright, this damn
No, it just
bottle
does
of
not.
drink.
You need a coaster for the floor.
I am going to inch towards this dude over here and check to see if he is alive.
Okay. Make a medicine check.
Let's do this on the flat.
He's most definitely alive. With a
Okay.
16, yeah. Even without your bonuses.
17.
Yes, he appears to be unconscious from the arrow wound in his shoulder.
Mum, why are you calling? No. No. I
think I have a healer's kit, and if I do, can I spend my action? No, I don't have a healer's kit. Alright, I will have to get a healer's kit.
Okay.
I will just sort of stand over him and be like, why are you here, Mr. Snake? Like, what's going on?
Okay. Mendel, it is up to you.
I level this one again for another shot of 22.
Yeah, it definitely hits.
23.
And don't worry about it, only have 1 hit point left. So how do you wish to kill it?
Well,
How do you wish to sneak this?
I'd like to snake this just behind the skull of the snake's head and just...
So behind the skull, so you miss it.
No, in the...
Oh, in the neck.
In the neck.
Yeah, it's all neck.
Just severs behind.
Right, okay, I got you. So you level your pistol, you fire the shot rings out in the cave, and you see the bullet go in one side of the neck, pop out the other side, and the head just snaps backwards, and the flames puff out, and it actually falls to the ground and then just slowly dissolves away into ash.
Okay, that was unnecessarily loud. Also, what kind of cleric doesn't walk around with a healer's kit?
One that hasn't needed it yet, obviously.
Yip is passing you healer's kit.
Is ignoring you.
Throws healer's kit at your feet.
You don't need to throw things. You
What?
might hit the poor man on the ground.
I think he's about as bad as he can get, you know.
He's not dead yet.
No, but I hardly think a healer's kit is going to do much damage other than conking on the
Use the
head.
healer's kit. So
Okay.
at least give this
Welcome.
poor sod some hit points.
Alright.
3 silver a day.
Make your medicine check.
12.
12, alright. It's not a very large wound, so you're able to snap the arrow off and pull it out. You can clean the wound, and he looks stable. He's just unconscious, so he just looks like he needs to be
He needs a
roused.
rest.
He needs a rest, or needs to be roused. One of the two.
I would just, like, pat his face with some water and stuff.
Okay.
It's not Zars, I'm assuming, so...
No, it is not Zos. No. Would you like to describe what your character looks like?
Yes. Okay. Basically, my character has some blood on it because of the arrow.
Yes, you see before you a gnome. What sort of gnome are you again?
I'm not a gnome.
Oh, you're halfling. Sorry, halfling.
I'm a Lightfoot.
A Lightfoot halfling. He is wearing leather armor. He doesn't appear to have any weapons on him at the moment, but there does appear to be like different weapons strewn about the place. He has on his vest, you actually recognize a symbol of the town watch. So you would assume that this is a member of the original group that was sent down into the cave. It is a good guess.
Wake up! Wake up!
Yeah.
Wake up!
What?
You're safe now! Wake up!
Who are you?
I'm Roosh.
And who is everyone else around here?
We're friends.
Okay.
How did you get here?
Friends, I hadn't seen this one before.
Oh, shush you! How did you get here?
But I have no memory. I don't know what happened. All I know is I just went in here and then I just got unconscious somehow. I forgot.
I'm gonna guess the arrow would have done
Well,
a good job of that.
my arrow.
Have you got any food or water to drink? You should probably have a lunch break.
No, I don't have anything on me right now.
Now,
Well, that's unfortunate. And I'll look
Have
at
some
the rest
water?
of this room here.
Andy, should we really be following these people? What kind of healer doesn't have a healing kit?
Investigate the rest of the room.
You investigate the room.
is that
With
like glowy fire thing still there, or was that
It
the
is.
snake?
It is still there. Yes. Make an Arcana check if you want.
It's a 25 with a natural 20.
Nice. Just 1 second. Wait for the Arcana check, and then we'll get to the investigation.
15.
15. This looks to be a plane rift or a doorway to the fire plane. Assuming that's that fire snake being an elemental creature. So this looks like a magical rip in reality, and that's probably where it came from. So
That makes sense.
it isn't big enough that.
Big things can come through.
Correct. It's only big enough for things as large as that creature.
As a snake.
As snake.
Or a person.
Yes. Yeah, so you could, if you wanted to visit the fire plane, you have a door if you wish.
Zaz would love that.
Natural 20, you said. Okay, so in this room, you find... can I just borrow your character sheet?
Find his thing.
You find his thing. So you find...
Food and water.
20 arrows, a backpack, a bedroll, 20 crossbow bolts, a light crossbow, a great sword, a longbow, a mess kit, 10 days worth of rations, 50 feet of hempen rope, a shield, a tinderbox, a torch, a water skin, and a incredibly ornate sword.
Of leaving the others to die. Oh, well, that's not in question.
Which,
That's obvious.
just as... and you're getting a ping off this sword as well.
Sword.
Yes, there's a sword in the room. You see, he picks up the sword, and you
in
go...
my left hand.
Yeah, and you go, ooh, and then you see him wielding your sword.
Hey, can I have my sword back? Please can I have it back?
How do you know this one's yours? You said you didn't know where any of your stuff was.
I'm
It's
pretty
magical.
sure I remember
Also,
that's
you
mine.
have that boom thing,
I'm
so
just
I
going
don't
to
want a
check
sword.
my memory. See if it's mine. Yes, mine.
Good, fancy.
Can I please
He's
have it
already
back
said
now?
it's his.
Can I have it back now? Please? Please? Can I please have it back now?
And it's his sword. And I imagine a lot of the stuff in this room is his.
Please? Please can I have it back?
Well, clearly, if it's not his, then it's obviously one of his friends, and since I'm presuming his friends are dead, it probably now belongs to him.
Can I please have it? Can I
Well.
please have it back?
I suppose you probably can. It's a mighty fine sword, though.
Can I please have it back?
Well, here you go. And I throw it to him.
Yeah. Yeah, as the sword, as you throw the sword at him, it actually rotates around and goes handle first and just glides into his hand.
I think that proves that's his.
Nope, that just proves it's got infusion on it.
Well, let's pick up all of your things. What was your name?
I'm Dreadful. My name is Dreadful.
Let's
Your name is Dreadful.
let's pick up your things, Dreadful, and do you know how to get home?
No. No.
Well, I must say that's absolutely dreadful for him.
That's a good one.
I think you'll find it dreadful for us
Ooh,
because now
careful,
he
man.
has to come with us until we can get him home.
I am
Point
not
taken.
babysitting that one.
No one said
If
you
he
had
comes
to.
with them,
He
this
has-
is your responsibility.
He has a sword, he has a shield, and if he's gotten this far, he can help us get him out.
I don't know. Does he remember how to fight? He seemed a bit vague.
The man
the only
is
thing
just woken up from being unconscious. Probably has a concussion. Yeah, expect him to be vague.
Very vague.
I do remember how to fight. I need to hit people on the head with the weapon I hold.
But that's a start.
Providing they're, enemies and not just random people that he's hitting on the head with that.
He giggles.
What
He's
about this suggestion?
insanely.
He's a tall stable.
There's no other way out of this cave.
No, it's just what you see. It was just a crack in the wall, and where you entered in here was actually the end of the tunnel, as well, or the end of the crack, I should say.
Look, we can't leave him here. It's dangerous. Stuff will come through the shiny doorway thing, and
Where's that whip of yours pointing now?
It is now pointing directly east.
so I say we pick this gentleman up, and he can walk with us, and we go back up the other tunnel to find this tree with fruit. Once we've got the fruit, we can get out of here, and then we can all go our separate ways.
Finally, something we can agree on. So, what is east?
Does anyone need
A
light?
wall.
Yes.
I have a torch.
Well, it sounds like we go back up to the other tunnel.
Back to the masonry.
Yes, it seems like the only option at this point.
Yes. Alright, let's go that way.
So you head back to Loki. Don't. You head yourself back to the masonry area and you begin to walk down the corridor. It doesn't go all that far. It only goes about 50 feet, and after it turns onto the right angle for the second time of the zigzag, you see another stone archway and a door. This one is actually very well kept, and there is a dragon head glyph on the door, similar to the ones you've seen in the temple.
Is there any, keyholes or anything?
There is a door handle, and there is a keyhole, yes.
You don't suppose this requires one of them keys?
I might be able to pick it. I have tools.
Does this work? Holds up first the iron key.
Is this the same key that we saw above the goblins?
Yes.
No, that was the scary key.
Scary key? What's the difference? Oh, what key is this one?
I have two keys. I have the iron key, which we've opened pretty much everything else in the thing with,
Alright.
and I have the scary key, which opened the one to the scary corridor, which we got as the prize for helping the kobolds.
Right, so it's holding up the regular key, not the scary key.
For the moment, the regular key.
Regular key, okay. So you try to insert that into the lock and it does not fit. Sorry.
Try the scary key.
Scary key does fit.
Would you look at that? Turns key. What?
How did you get our key?
Excuse you, this is our key. We got it for helping the kobolds.
Zaz has one exactly like that from helping the goblins.
Well, it's the key that opens the scary corridor.
Maybe it's just a copy of the same key.
Now I'm wondering why on earth the one from the scary corridor is opening the door in front of us.
I mean, you have to wonder, or you just... It's all part of the same place.
Well, no, but the scary corridor had...
I pushed the door open.
It is jammed.
I pushed the door open with force.
Make a strength check.
I pulled the key up before she does it.
That's a big
one.
nope.
Yeah, so you...
Let me put my shield away, and I will try again.
I suppose I can help too.
Wow.
That's better.
I don't help.
What's your strength score total?
My strength score total is not great. It's not abysmal, but...
Non-natural 20.
Non-natural, dirty 20. So
Dirty 20.
as these two begin to assist you, you push on the door, you open it up, and they fall into the room. So,
Ow!
I just needed to unstrap my shield. It was
faded mosaic tiles still decorate parts of the walls, but most have fallen to the dust-covered floor and shattered. Situated in the center of the chamber stands a slim pedestal of rusted iron shaped like an upright dragon. In the dragon's mouth rests an empty tray.
I wish to inspect this tray, but not touch it.
Make an investigation check.
And I will give you lots of light.
An 18 in my investigation is like plus investigation.
Alright. This looks like a shrine room. Whatever would have been like made offerings to this particular dragon would have been placed in the plate in the mouth. Although it just appears to have been abandoned long ago, obviously, with all of the tiles that have fallen down. You don't notice anything like any traps or any mechanisms. It just looks like a simple statue.
I'd like to take my small little light around the room and check for any inscriptions.
Sure. Go ahead.
Investigation?
Yeah.
Perception?
Investigation. Yeah.
Is this just like
9.
This room is 30 by 30.
and there's no other entrances or exits?
No, it is a cul-de-sac.
It's a 9.
A 9. You do not find any inscriptions, but it doesn't even look like the tiles that have fallen down. It's just mosaic decorations of this particular dragon that is being honoured here. But there is no mention of a name or anything other than that.
Or a colour?
Or a colour, no. The statue itself is bronze, but you don't know whether that's just... It's when I say bronze, I mean it's brown in colour. You don't know whether the gems have faded or it's rusted away. It's difficult to tell.
Or is it?
Or is it?
I gently tap one of its claws with my hammer of bending.
Okay. Let's see what happens.
I take a good 30 feet.
10, okay, so it doesn't crumble into dust and it doesn't become a magical statue. You see Rouge produce from her belt a very beautiful looking golden hammer, and she just lightly goes ding and taps it on this statue, and immediately from the point where she taps it begins to clean itself. The rust just falls away. And you see a very, very ornate golden dragon statue.
That's useful.
I call on it. I want
I wish to detect poison and disease.
Okay. You do not... No, hang on. How does that work?
Doesn't that require a creature?
Let's have a look. Can I have a look at the spell? Thank you.
I just didn't do it.
Thank you.
So-
For the duration, you sense the presence and location of poisonous creatures and disease within 30 feet of you. You can also identify the kind. Okay, cool. So, you do not detect any poisonous creatures immediately, but then you get a slight poisonous ping coming from Indy. And you realise it's actually coming from her whip.
The whip is poisonous.
I haven't felt any.
Well, it's
How would you know
poisonous.
that? How do you know that?
I have a detect poison
Well-
spell.
I'm going to take a gold coin out of my pouch and just gently put it on the tray.
Okay. Yes. Click, click, click.
I was about to say that if this is a shrine to the dragons, don't we have a particular sort of key?
Key?
That's being used to open these dragon doors?
Hey, do you want to put the key in the dragon? On the tray?
I have 2 spell slots left.
I mean, or we can sit here for 10 minutes and I can figure some things out.
I did have a healer's kit.
It's
It was on the back of my sticky note.
always in that pocket you don't look.
And I also have a poisonous kit.
Ooh.
Why did I not detect that?
Which you would have gotten from the kobold. Or,
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I found my healer's kit. You can have yours back now.
Alright.
And stop talking snide about me behind my back. That's just rude.
What?
Alright. I don't think, unless you want to try Mandel's suggestion of putting the key on the tray, I don't think there's much else in here. We should probably go back up the corridor to the other tunnel that goes upwards, where all the plants are.
Seems like a decent idea.
How heavy is this statue?
It is the size of a large creature and it's solid gold. So you would not be able to lift it.
That is in the realm
Indy,
of
it's
tongues.
too
Yeah.
big. You can't have it.
Take a
Your
bit
whip
of gold off it.
Your whip is
Don't
poisonous.
damage a statue.
Indy, do I need to
Powerful
remind you
beings.
the last time we poked something in a dragon temple, we ended up getting attacked by a dragon priest?
No.
Don't touch the statue.
For an archaeologist, you're really stupid.
You didn't tell me what kind of rock elf is. I'm more of a treasure hunter.
Can I investigate?
Regardless.
Can I investigate the statue?
You can if you wish to, mate.
Okay.
So roll a d20
a d20
and add your investigation.
my investigation, which is what?
It's in your stats there.
Investigation. I'm trying to find investigation. +2.
There you go.
13 plus 2
So
equals
15.
15.
It's a very large golden statue with a tray and a gold coin sitting in the tray.
Ooh, oh boy.
That-
Touch
Your whip is
my
poisonous.
offering.
you saw Roosh put the gold coin there, so don't go stealing the gold coin.
Just for good measure, Nissa will put a gold coin on too.
Okay, so there are now 2 gold coins. And you see, and your new friend is sitting in the corner giggling to himself, holding his sword.
Alright, Dreadful, let's go! Because we are going up the other tunnel. Go on. Go on.
Okay, so he turns around and you ferry him out of the room.
Come on, guys.
I wish to attempt to attack her.
Okay, roll an attack.
14.
That misses. Yeah, so he turns around with his sword. Yeah, you see Dreadful giggling with murder in his eyes. Turns around and he swings his sword at you.
I just parry with my
Yeah.
spear.
I level my pistol at him.
Dreadful. I suggest you behave yourself, or you will not escape these cabins alive.
I don't know what, but I think it's this weapon that's controlling me. Because I did not want to do that for some reason.
Then perhaps the weapon should go back in its holster, and you shouldn't hold it anymore.
I wish to attempt to drop it.
Okay.
A 6.
You try to drop the weapon and you can't. You don't want to let go of it.
Okay, I don't know what's going on, but I can't drop it for some reason.
Oh, I can help you out. I can. Yeah. I can attack with it and try and disengage the person with the weapon. It's an ability.
Are you going to try and whip the sword out of his hand?
Dreadful. You seem to be trying to drop it. Do you want me to try and take it off you?
Yes, please. Yes, please. Even though it's really powerful, I do want to drop it.
Nissa steps all the way back against the wall.
So in the corridor, this fight is now happening.
I will roll to hit. It's a plus.
I'm assuming we're gonna be walking back up the crack.
It will be, but we can't have this person randomly trying to attack us
So
in
it'd
the
be
back.
17.
Oh, that hits him. So now you need to make a
What is it?
a strength.
Disarming attack.
Yeah, you need to make a strength check to
God.
hold on to. So roll your dice.
I rolled a 15 plus 0.
What's the DC on your disarming attack?
With a weapon attack, you can attempt to disarm a target, forcing it to drop 1 of it. The target must make a strength saving throw. On a failed attempt, it drops the island. Object lands. The DC equals 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your strength or dexifier might be your choice. So maybe I just roll.
Well, no.
So
So
it'll say.
it's 8 plus your dex plus your proficiency.
So it doesn't actually say what the DC is off the
It'll
bat.
just be her spell DC.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually her martial DC. So it's your dex bonus plus
3.
plus your proficiency, which is 2.
So plus 5, 13.
Plus 5, so 13. So no, you whip it, you start to pull the sword out of his hand, and he's holding on to it. He's not letting go.
I do know. I'm trying to let go of it. Can I do one more check to see if I can get rid of it?
You can try.
A 16.
16. All right, so you manage to actually let go of the sword, and it clangs to the ground, and then the sword slowly moves back towards you, and then slides itself onto your back and holsters itself.
Okay.
This concerns me.
Okay, I just really want to drop this weapon.
Yeah.
I do want to drop it.
Okay, so you're the one with the big shield on your back. I suggest you go last before him.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going first, though?
I suppose I can, since I have promised to protect you for the while.
Really?
Okay.
Okay.
So the party moves on. So your marching order is Nissa, Indy,
I'm last,
Last,
between
so-
Dreadful and the rest of the group.
Alright,
I'll
so,
be
yep.
second last.
Okay, so Mendel and... Alright, cool. So you make your way to the main crack. Are you going to head back to the room that you were... The main room, or are you going to head up the crack?
Up the crack and then to the other... Heading up the tunnel northeast.
Northeast, alright. So you head up to the tunnel northeast. It begins to narrow and narrow until you're eventually walking single file. And after about 5 minutes, you emerge into a small room, 20 by 20. This room does not appear to have anything of interest into it, but there is a door at the north end, which is open.
I wish to investigate it.
Well, you're at the back.
Okay.
I will investigate since I'm at the front.
Okay. Okay. This room stands empty and is caved in partially. And the back wall, it leads to the natural rift. So this room is actually just completely empty. There is nothing of note in this room.
I
But they
will
don't have any
approach the
water.
door.
You have water.
On my inventory?
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, I gave you my water skin.
Yeah. So
Okay, then take it back.
Thank you.
I approach the door.
Okay. The door is open, and you see you see 2 rows of dragon-carved marble columns. They march the length of a hall. Most completely covered in luminescent fungus. The cobbled floor is cracked and stained, and on it sit many wooden tables. The contents of the tables include mortars and pestles, small tools and bowls filled with crushed leaves, chopped fungus stalks, and other plant specimens. And there are many doors leading off this hall, and they're all partially open.
What can you see, Nissa?
There appears to be some kind of, whatchamacallit? Is it apothecary? This looks
to me.
Little apothecary, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like some kind of apothecary lab.
Odd.
There's a bunch of other doors in there that are partially open, but I can't see what's in them yet.
Well, let's move into the lab then and see if we can go around.
Does there appear to be any kind of eating space in this lab?
Other than the tables, no.
What exactly is on the tables?
In this main area in the tables, it is just. I'll make a. Just make an investigation check.
How long does detect poison last?
22 with a natural 20.
Sorry.
Natural 20,
Oh,
22.
all right.
I can't
The containers on the small tables in the main area hold mashed leaves and fungus, bark, and powdered roots. They are very odd because you've seen plants and you know that plants in your city have a specific pallor to them because of the beacon, the sun beacon that sits above the city. These ones here look like they've been sun-starved, so they're plants that have grown without sunlight or any form of light that has. One of the pile of herbs on the main chamber, you actually can cobble together the equivalent of another healer's kit, if you wish. As well as a herbalism kit and a set of alchemist supplies.
Does anyone need healing?
Probably just yourself.
I will put together a herbalist kit.
Yep.
And have that. So what was the other one? Not herbalist.
Yeah, it's a herbalism kit, an alchemist kit, and a healer's kit. Those are the 3 kits you can...
Okay. Rish, there appears to be enough here to make another healer's kit just in case you lose yours.
Okay.
Oh,
And does anyone have any skill in alchemy?
Not yet.
Would you like me to put together an alchemist kit just in case?
That would be wonderful. Thank you.
I also do that.
Okay.
I'll add them both to my inventory for the moment.
Very good. What's up?
I'm just asking, is it possible if I can create 10 gallons of water? I have a spell to do that.
You can create 10 gallons of water if you want to.
Within rain.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I wish you cast a spell.
You hear from the back a massive splash as water appears behind you.
What? Where did this water come from?
I just created some water.
Why?
You get to eat it. I get thirsty all the time. So I thought it would be useful.
This one's probably a little bit too far drawn.
I wish to put everything into a bag.
Yes, you see him attempting to put the water into a bag.
I'll have some of that water.
Okay.
Bad thing if he accidentally found
There you
you.
go.
I'll refill my water thing.
What?
Like this one.
Which will take up how much water?
And
Because there's 10 gallons in that bag.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
He is a person.
Maybe half a person.
I'm not saying his brain is 100% intact, but he is a person.
I wish to attempt to drop the weapon again.
You're not holding it. It's on your back.
Can I attempt it?
How many doors are in the room?
There are 6. You've come through one, and there is 3 in front of you and 2 beside you.
Is the room round?
No, it's a rectangular room. So basically, you've got a corridor, and then there's 3 rooms on the top and 3 rooms on the bottom. You came from the southeast room.
I'll investigate whichever door after which one she chooses.
Yeah. I will mark the door that we've come through,
Mm-hmm.
and then go to the next one to the left.
Okay, so that is the south central chamber. You look in there, and you see, strangely enough, 3 goblins sitting in there monitoring what looks like a diseased giant rat. It's strapped spread eagle onto a wooden bench, and the rat suffers from a horrible tumours that look like wood blisters that are coming off of it. Its tumours stem from just all different bits and pieces of its body. So like part of its leg has got like a bit of bark sticking out of it. The goblins actually don't seem to pay any mind to you. And looking at them, you actually notice they have the same sort of barky protrusions on their body.
Does anyone have the ability to
I will step out of the room and close the door.
The door closes. It doesn't lock, but it does close.
There are 3 goblins there performing an experiment on a rat.
Oh, that sounds very interesting.
It's also very creepy.
What's in this door then?
So the
Southwest.
chamber. Where is it? Southwest. You see another goblin using a crude mashing and straining casking. But basically, this is like a winery, essentially. And there are 2 goblins in there mashing, standing barefoot, mashing fungus and extracting the juice out of it.
Close the door. No wonder their wine tastes like shit.
Did we? I'm glad. Did you try it?
I did try the goblin wine. It's disgusting. They're making it out of that mossy stuff.
That's all they've got.
It's disgusting.
I will go across the hall to the north central.
North Central. You see again another 2 goblins that appear to be repairing dirty armor with cord. They're sort of stitching it together. Yeah, nothing overly interesting. But again, you find it strange because the goblins that you'd met previously were very lively. These look almost zombie-like. It's very, very slow moving and just sort of going about their work, not even paying any attention to you at all.
Like machines.
Yes.
Close that door. Do you want to go that one and I'll go this one?
Deal.
I just keep my gun ready.
So you
Northeast.
northeast. The northeastern chamber. This appears to be an armory. It just looks like there's an assortment of bows and bladed weapons that are all rusted out, just sitting in there.
I wish to collect one of the bladed, rusted weapons.
Okay. So you see him scamper into the room and he picks up one of the weapons. Ooh.
I wish to put it in my backpack full of water.
Okay. So you now have a slightly wet scimitar.
Open the other door.
Over the other door. Alright, so this is the final door. This is the northeast chamber. Northwest, sorry, thank you. Snores are audible from this room. There are 16 small pallets with matted fur all over the floor. They have 2 sleeping goblins and 2 awake goblins that they're just standing there.
I wish to talk to them. I wish to talk to them.
Okay.
Okay.
Steps away out of sight behind the door.
Hello?
They don't respond.
Hello?
No response.
I wish to yell hello.
We didn't see any other one. To where we were supposed to go.
There is actually. Sorry, I should have mentioned this too. In the northeastern chamber, you actually see there is a door in the back of that room. Sorry, that's what I meant. I forgot to mention that.
There's the key thing that we needed to make.
There is something seriously wrong going on here. Yeah. All the goblins that Indy and I have met so far have tried to kill us, and these ones aren't doing anything.
All the
Well,
goblins
maybe
are-
you just didn't know how to treat them right.
Hey, we tried to be nice and tried to talk to them, and they attacked us.
I wish to give the goblins a cup of water.
Okay. You hold out your water skin, and the goblin takes it, looks at it, pours it onto the ground, and it stands in the water, and the water sucks into its feet.
Did you do all my water?
Yes.
I said I give it a cup. Like I put some into a
Well,
cup.
yeah, but it took your water skin. You don't have a cup, so it took your skin and just tipped it out.
What just happened? What just happened? Does anyone know what just happened? Does anyone know what just happened?
No.
Is it still in my backpack for a bit?
Yeah, it's still there. It just doesn't have anything in it.
Okay.
Alright, so, heading through the door.
Are we going in the same order again?
Well, that's what I'm asking you.
Alright.
So.
I will go through the door.
Okay. You step through and you enter into a smaller antechamber. It's almost like a little airlock type thing. So it's just like a 10-foot square room with another door directly across.
I will investigate the second door.
Okay.
$18.
18. Does not appear to be locked, does not appear to be trapped. It's a standard wooden door.
Through the door.
Okay. You turn the handle. It takes a little bit to shove. You hear sort of sound of like cracking branches and vines as you do. And then as you enter into this room, you see a room that is, again, filled with this fungus and these vines spread all over the place. It's a large corridor that leads... you see a large corridor that leads north and another large corridor that leads south.
Which way is the whip pointing?
It is pointing south. It is now pointing almost directly south.
Okay, so going this way then.
Yes.
Going south.
Okay.
I wish to cast detect poison and disease.
Okay, you detect poison and disease again. You're getting disease and poison from all of the plants around you.
As well as her whip.
As well as the whip. It's the same kind of poison. You're getting the same sort of thing.
I'm on a spell slots, but I know that whip is poison.
Well, it does attack.
I can tell it's poison. And these plants are poisonous and have the disease in them. So don't touch them. Or go anywhere near them. Just don't.
Maybe that's why all the goblins are all zonked out, because they're all drinking that wine made from the moss.
Possibly.
Good thing I spat it out then.
Yeah. I guess it's poison.
You notice about halfway down from the... Sorry, about... 1/4 of the way down from the end of the corridor, there is a door to the east, and then there is another door to the south at the end of the corridor.
I will investigate the door to the east first.
Okay.
That is 7.
7. It is not locked or trapped.
I will peek through the
That
door.
you can tell, I should say. You find no traps, you find no locks.
I will peek through the door.
Okay. You turn the handle, and the door does open. It is jammed.
Maybe we should send
Are
a
any
sword
of you
first.
strong?
Yeah.
I have a sword.
The
And-
door's jammed.
I have a
Step
sword.
aside.
I have a sword. I have a sword.
How are you going to open a door with a sword?
I just make a hole in it.
How about I just push it open? 17.
17. You crack the door open. You look into this room, and it is essentially what looks like a dense forest of these black plants, these black vines all over the place. And you see shifting in the leaves. Or when I say leaves, in the plants.
Foliage.
The foliage, thank you. That's the word I'm looking for.
Maybe we should stay out of there.
This is a little bit creepy.
Yeah. Going to continue to the south door.
Okay.
Which way is the whip pointing?
It is still pointing south. Dead south now.
Alright, well, let's close this door and go to that one.
You hit the south chamber, and you hit a door which, again, looks very, very similar.
I will investigate just in case. 14.
14 does not appear to be trapped, does not appear to be locked.
I will cautiously open the door.
Okay, it is also jammed.
Rouge. It's jammed again.
Alright. My shoulder into it. 11.
11. Not quite enough.
I will help.
I will help too.
Let me try my other
15.
shoulder.
15.
I help.
So you
I
said,
help and I have 16.
as Nissa goes, I will help. You go to do it at the same time, and then, like before, she hits the door, the door opens up, and you charge and fall through.
I said I would help.
You need to time these things properly. You've got to do it together.
I said I
Does
would
she have a
help
wound?
and went to go, and you charged.
Look. 1, 2, 3, push.
Are you? Is
Why?
she hurt? Is she hurt?
Sorry?
Is she hurt?
Only my
No, she's not. She's not hurt. No. You land when you fall down. You land face first, and basically what happens is as she lands, there is a big, and you see all these spores spring up into the air.
Oh,
You look.
that's not good.
Yeah, you look around, and you see this room is just covered in fungal growth, and there are 3 goblins in the room that actually have mushrooms growing out of their heads.
Oh dear God.
Is it possible? Is there anywhere I can walk within this room? Can I walk in this room?
You can, but you might want to wait.
Rouge, do not breathe. I will attempt to drag her back out the door.
Okay. I'll make a strength check.
Could probably use some help over here.
I wish to help.
14.
I'm
Okay.
good. I wish to help. I wish to help.
I'm gonna roll this.
Well, if he's helping, you get advantage on the check. So just roll again.
No, the 14 is correct.
14. All right, that's that. But that will be enough. So you grab her by the leg. You
I
slowly.
don't know, I'm pretty heavy.
All right. Well, how heavy are you?
164 pounds.
Oh no! You need a bit more than that.
I wish to.
Excuse me.
I need some help. I wish to try. I wish.
two though.
Okay, so.
I wish to. Okay.
Okay, so
I wish to try.
hang on. As you guys are grabbing onto her legs and trying to pull her, she just stands up and walks out of the room.
I suppose that works too. Did you inhale any of those?
Maybe a little bit. I was telling you how to push in time.
Right. Do you feel okay?
Sure.
And you are, and he is again getting the poison disease coming from the chamber.
Would you check her and make sure she's not poisoned?
Okay. Do I have to cast this?
No. You just need to sort of focus on her, and you are detecting there is poison coming from her. Yes.
You are poisoned. You are poisoned.
Ah, crap.
You are poisoned.
Does anyone have
You had a
hang
good
on,
life.
hang on.
Do I make a check against anything like that?
Just make a con check. Yeah. You've inhaled it, so that's where he's getting the detection from.
I have antitoxin.
Hang on.
I just remembered I had that.
But I'll tell you what you just said.
What happened?
Roll 2 10s.
Are you poisoned?
11.
11. Okay, that's it. I'll say good to know. So
Are you poisoned or not?
he doesn't know.
I feel fine.
There's no immediate. Okay, Dreadful is saying that there is like poison and disease, like she's picking it up coming from her, but he can't discern whether it's actually an infection on her or whether it is the poison spores that are attached to her armor or what. And she has made a check, but there is no immediate effect, if there is any effect at all.
I'll use my water skin to wash off the spores off throughout the armor.
Yeah, easy enough to do. So,
Can you still detect it coming off her?
yeah, still detected.
Okay, I still detect it.
Roosh? What? Drink this. He's saying you're poisoned. Drink it.
I feel fine.
You're poisoned.
I feel
The
fine.
goblins
You're
in there
poisoned.
had mushrooms growing out of their
Well,
heads.
when you see mushrooms growing out of my head, then I'll drink your damn drink.
Just
And look, to be
drink
fair,
it.
you're also taking the
Drink
word of
it.
the person who tried to put water in his backpack and put a rusted sword in the backpack with it and then feed a goblin that water.
Tell me immediately if you start feeling off.
Right.
Also, how are we going to deal with them? Points at the goblins.
We don't.
And you actually see the goblins. They're sort of like they're wandering around the room, and they seem to be like paying attention or looking in your direction, sort of like twitching, and you making that sound, but they don't appear to be making any aggressive action towards you.
We don't deal with them. They are in.
The way. Yes, I agree.
Mandel, do you know where the fruit is?
In
What?
there, probably.
The
Have
one
you
was pointing
checked?
south, and that is the south room. That is
Have
the
we-
only
Can
room
you
to
see
the
the
south.
fruit?
I don't know. Can I see the fruit from here?
Perception
9, 10.
19. You do not see fruit, but you do see 3 goblins infected with strange mushroom spores growing out of their heads, and then a hole in the back of the room.
Could be in the room beyond.
I'm
That
Don't
has
see
to,
nothing.
it is the only way left for us to go. So clearly we're going to have to get through there. My
Wait.
question is,
Wait.
why are they making that noise?
Because they have mushrooms growing out of their head.
They must be poisoned.
You know what
They must have like a
we can
disease
do to
or
solve this
something.
problem?
I will
But I am
wave
picking
at
up
the
reason that
goblins
they
and
are
like
poisoned.
motion at them
And
and
maybe
like
they-
try to get their attention.
We
Okay.
can
Waving at them, they do not appear to.
we can always purge them by fire.
They don't appear to be paying any attention to your movement.
What did I do?
I
Make
will-
a make a perception check just to look at them.
Do you have
I will-
anything? Do you have anything that can get you across?
I don't know. I will pick up a rock
Mhm.
Need to
and
swap my
throw it
dice.
into the other side of the room.
Okay. The rock throws and you hear tick, 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 and then as soon as the rock goes tick, tick, tick in their room, you hear them go and they move towards.
I'm trying really hard not to meta this.
9.
9? Okay. What's that? No, it wouldn't be enough. No, you're trying to work out why. You just think that possibly this disease has made them stupid. You're not actually noticing what's going on. But as soon as you see Nissa throw the rock into the room, they follow where that rock lands.
I wish.
Well,
I wish to investigate
think they
disease
respond
if I
to
have
sound.
the ability to.
You won't be able to do that just yet.
Okay.
Maybe.
to sound, you say?
Well, I mean, they can't see us, but they went after the rock when it made a noise.
So
Don't-
next,
How wide's the room?
The room is. Oh, hang on, that's the wrong map. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 40 by 40 feet. It's octagonal in shape.
Alright, give me just a moment. I grab another rock. I grab 2 rocks.
Okay.
One of them I throw, rather than where the door is where the other rock ended up, I throw it off to the left,
Okay.
out that way. Let's see what they do.
Okay. So you throw the rock. They begin to move.
Excellent. I grab the second rock, and I infuse just a little bit of sound to reverberate from this particular rock, and I throw it at, like, in that general direction.
Okay. So what sound does the rock make?
Well, it says just non-verbal sound, wind, waves, chirping, or the like. So I'm going to go with like little drum.
Okay.
The
So
sound of rocks falling.
a
Oh
constant.
yeah,
rock.
just rocks.
Constant rocks falling from this rock. So you see this thing go.
And so after it's gone, I see them go over there and
Mhm.
looking for it. I walk.
Alright, make a stealth check. Or are you being stealthy or no?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I could certainly try. 7.
7. Alright, see if they. Nope, they're not paying any attention. So you manage to make it all the way through.
I will follow suit.
Okay.
You can certainly
clink,
try.
clink, clink. Natural 1.
Oh, it's a natural 20.
Natural 20. Awesome. Do you have disadvantage though with your armor there?
It's heavy.
If it's heavy armor, I think you hit disadvantage. with that.
It's
It's split, isn't it?
Or plate.
Plate.
Oh, it's plate. Then yeah, she has disadvantage.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was just
Didn't
standing
she
there like,
Didn't she get something that was not?
You're thinking about the cleric.
Oh, your other cleric.
Yeah. All I know about is the magic hammer. That's all I. That's all I.
She rolled a 3.
So 4.
4. Okay. Let's see if they notice that. Okay. So as you're clink, 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 they go and begin moving towards you. Do you
I move quicker!
quicker? All right.
No, you stop moving.
Okay.
You stop moving.
Roll initiative.
Ah, fuck!
What did you get? What initiative did you roll?
20.
20. Okay, cool. Okay, you go first. So you see them moving towards you. They're moving into melee range, but they're not at you yet. Do you wish to
Fuck no, I gun it for the door.
go out for the door? Okay, so you dash out of the room, and they And it's strange. They reach where you are, but they don't seem to want to leave the radius of where the fungi is. So they get to the end, and they turn. They go back to the sound of the rocks falling. So
I will attempt to cross.
okay,
I cross very loudly.
very loudly. What'd you roll?
2.
2. All right. Nope. So as you begin to cross there. Start with this. Okay, cool. So do that again, please. Oh, you already did it. You did it. You rolled double 10.
I rolled double 10.
Yeah.
If I
My full was
but
5.
the second part is what I wanted you to.
What was the second part?
I would recommend getting
Right.
getting the
Yeah,
second
gotcha.
wind spell.
Well, whatever's going through your
It's
brain.
not
Okay.
a spell.
Yes.
You will
No, sorry. So they turn and they begin to move towards you. Do you wish to stop or
I freeze.
freeze? All right. Make. Hang on. I'll see what goes on here first. Hang on. All right. So they move up. So you stop and then they move up to you. And they all sort of surround you and they sort of begin to stare at you. And then they turn back around and go back towards the rock.
I run.
Okay. It's like, tick, 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 tick. You're out. And you're out. You're out.
is my this type of poison and disease spell still enabled?
Yes, it's still up. Yeah.
I used to check for her
Tinkering,
if she is infected.
Well, you'll need to wait till she's near because she's on the other side of the room now. Who wants to go next?
So there's a hole and
There's a hole through. Basically, you just got to make a stealth to cross
That's
the room.
fine.
Yeah, stealth to cross the room without being noticed by the mushroom.
Oh god, I didn't even roll very well. I rolled an 8 on +5.
Okay, cool.
Better than the 2.
The shroom grots.
So you manage to just boop 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 boop, boop. Make it through without issue. They don't even notice you.
I'm going to go to the other side of the room.
Sorry?
I'm going to go to the other side of the room. Just
So you're going to try and sneak across the two?
Yeah.
Alright, so roll stealth.
so 6 plus 2 is 8.
8.
I rolled an 8.
See? Oh, no. So you're sneaking along and they go... And they begin to move towards you. Do you stop or do you keep moving?
I keep moving.
Okie dokie. Roll initiative.
Okay, so my initiative is plus 2. 12 plus 2 is 14.
14. Alright, they rolled a natural 20 on their initiative.
Oh, great.
Alright, so all three of them come up to you and they begin to attack you. One rolls a natural 1. One rolls a 6, which is... only plus 3, which is going to hit you, and the other one rolls 15, so one of them hits you. It does d4 plus 1 points of damage to you. It does 5 points of damage. So basically all three of them walk up to you and go and try to scratch at you.
Yeah.
2 of them miss and one of them hits you and just goes and
I wish to try and distract them.
well, first off, because you've taken damage, you need to make a wisdom save.
So wisdom is plus 2, so I rolled a 5.
Okay. So, as you see these creatures slice into Dreadful,
So dreadful.
yeah, you see, you looking at him, he just goes, and you see his eyes literally turn bright red, and the sword leaps from his back into his hand, and he starts going absolutely berserk. So, now make an attack on the grots.
17.
17 will hit. So as he swings, roll your damage. So it's a d12. No,
Oh,
other
D12.
dice.
D12. So D12 is a... That one.
That one. So roll that one.
12!
12. He smashes through one of these things. It explodes in a cloud of spores. Roll a d20. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh my god. This is just insane now. 14!
14. Okay. Now it's their turn. Now, does anyone else wish to jump in, or are you just going to watch? No.
I'm just going to continue on.
Yeah, this is just like, this is not
All right. They both hit you. Rolled 2 13, so 16 and 16. So they both hit you. So it's another 5 points of damage.
Okay,
You've taken 10 points so far.
I'm gonna throw a rock or
So
something.
I'll go to 11 HP.
Alright, and another 4 taken off. So down to 7.
I think at this point he's probably making a bit too much noise for a distraction.
And yeah, you think so too. Make your next attack.
Okay, which dice do I roll?
Just one, the d20 for your attack.
14.
14, that will hit. Roll your damage.
Which way 12? That's a 6.
6. Yep, that's still enough. So just smash through the other one here, and he explodes in spores. Roll another Constitution save. D20.
13.
13. Okay, good to know. He makes an attack on you. Rolls a 20 total to hit. You take 2 points of damage.
Okay, so I'm currently at 5. I am currently at 5. I'm currently at...
Dreadful, get over here!
I'm trying, but these monsters want to kill me!
Yeah, you can make your final attack.
Okay. Oh, 5.
5. That misses, unfortunately. Oh, fuck. Natural 20.
Whoops, there.
Yep, so, and you see, as this thing hits Dreadful, he goes, right, and then this thing just goes, and hits him, and Dreadful goes, and just falls down, unconscious.
What does the goblin do?
And this thing just goes, and it kicks him,
Do I see
and
this?
then goes back. As soon as the noise stops, it goes over to the rock again.
So, do we save the absolutely crazy, likely to attack us again person, or do we move on?
Well, I mean, look, it's fair.
Do we want to come back through this place?
Roll a d20.
Me?
Yeah.
We want to come back
20!
Okay.
Fuck!
As you guys are having this conversation, Dreadful just goes and stands back up.
Well, I think we have that question answered.
Do we want to go back through that corridor where he is
How
then
many
You get 1 hit
dreadful
point
with
back.
Oh,
mushrooms?
death saves.
That's right. You rolled a 20, which means you automatically get 1 hit point back. You don't have to take death saves anymore. You're at 1 hit point.
That's why it changes. Now I'm back at 1.
I don't think anyone in this group has ever done that before. No, well done.
All I think has.
Did he? Oh, maybe.
I think he only once.
Once, right? Yeah. Cool. Anyway,
I'm sure attack.
Over here.
I'm just going to
you're no longer feeling the rage now. You're calmed down. So, and you see this creature's beginning to move back towards you. Do you wish to?
Dreadful,
Yes.
come over here.
Yes, I'm just. What's that?
Dreadful, you just died. Come over here.
I rolled a 3 on trying to attack it.
All right, you fail. It rolled a 16. It knocked you out again.
Noosa will join the initiative.
Okay, I rolled
What's
a.
in the next room?
I rolled 6 on.
11.
Okay, I rolled a 6 on my initiative,
My
plus
initiative is
2, which is 8.
All right. So you'll.
Hang on, that's my shoe.
All right. So it's going to attempt to. Just 1 second. It's going to kick him while it's down. Rolls a 1 and a 2 for its advantage attack. Make a death save, Dreadful.
That is a 19.
19. So you're not dead yet.
You nearly did it again.
Now
Isn't that what he rolled before?
you rolled a 20 before.
And now I just rolled a 19.
I thought he rolled a...
No, you rolled an extra 20.
I pull out my longbow.
Okay.
That is 11 to hit.
Yeah, that will hit.
That is 7 damage.
Yeah. You see this. The arrow goes, and then.
You happy now?
I march in there and I cast Spell Dying on Dreadful and I drag his sorry ass out of the fungus room.
Okay, you do so.
Do I wake up?
No, you're still unconscious. Oh, you're just stabilized, isn't he? So he's on 1 hit point, but he's unconscious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same as where we found you.
Yeah.
Actually, you found me at 18.
He had a few more hit points. It's okay, doesn't matter. Anyway, where was I? Okay. What you see in the room after watching this display of insanity. Oh shit, where are we?
I think the correct term for that is up shit
Creek.
creek without a paddle.
All right. A walled clearing. So as you step through this thing, you actually enter into a large cave area. The areas that you were in before were probably best described as like little arboretums, but this is what would have been a garden of this castle. The walled clearing is here amongst the briars. The walls are about 20 feet high, which is less than half the height of the cavern ceiling. Several varieties of plants grow around the perimeter of the clearing, including a few suspicious-looking saplings, but their importance pales before that which stands in the courtyard centre. Beneath the fungal light grows an evil-looking tree. Its blackened, twisted limbs reach upward like a skeletal hand clawing its way out of the earth. Before it stands a group of small black bushes. A heavily armoured young male with a shield and sword stand in front, as well as a blonde woman with a robe fit for a noble, and a middle-aged bearded gnome male wearing a hooded brown robe armed with a staff and sickle. They all have black eyes and grey skin and bark-textured skin.
We know what happened to the quote-unquote adventurers.
India, I just want to say this is all your fault.
Yeah, 100%.
You haven't worked out what this shit is yet?
This is your legacy.
From your last character.
If I saved the
No.
forest,
No. This is your fault.
there would be no forest. Evil forest is better than nothing.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
It is to Wallflower.
Can I just point out this is becoming suspiciously obvious that the town's been eating evil fruit. Because nothing about this says that the fruit is good yet.
And they are just staring at you, just waiting to see what happens.
I'm just gonna say hi.
Hello?
Can they understand me?
One of them responds, "What are you doing here?"
We have been tasked to get some fruit.
Correction. They have been tasked to get some fruit.
I have a question.
Yeah.
While they're blurting things out, can I look at the plants that are on the outside? Like, what did they look like?
Sorry.
You said there was some, suspicious plants on the outside, but not in comparison to the centre tree. What are the...
They don't look... If anything, they look humanoid in shape. That would be the best way to describe them.
Creepy.
Yes. So whereas a regular branch or a regular tree has just a single stem or whatever, this thing has two distinct stems, a center stem, and two additional stems.
Well, don't look like the look of this.
Now, what was the question? Sorry.
Hello?
Yes.
We have been asked to get some fruit.
Hang on. Do you wish to join our coven and dispense the seeds all over?
Yeah.
To spread the plants.
Pardon?
Do you wish to spread the seeds?
Well, I think...
What seeds?
The seeds of the Golthus tree.
Have I heard of this before?
Roll a history check.
Well, I will...
In India, you're not Wallflower anymore. You're a different character.
Well, I got 21, so I can probably
Okay.
got it.
Is it a history check, was it?
Yeah.
Am
I
I
also
alive?
got 21.
Am I alive?
No, you're unconscious still.
Out of 7.
7. Alright, so you 21 peoples You know of talks of these trees date back to the old world before the cataclysm. There was talk of trees that existed that were able to exist by feasting on blood. These were vampiric trees. They were thought to be evil, but they could also produce things of great goodness. They could survive in environments where no other plant could survive. After the cataclysm, there was rumors of the horned tree that would visit place to place and seed these trees all over the place. But no one in your generation has ever seen one before. You would be the first.
So the tree is evil, but it can make good things, which I'm assuming is the fruit. Also, have you guys ever heard of the rumors of the horned tree? Yeah.
Nope.
Well, no one asked you.
You did just ask like a general question of, has anyone heard of this?
Fine. Tree is evil. Fruit probably not so evil. Seeds probably evil. However, I have a feeling, if I'm remembering my mythology correctly, these are the only plants that can actually grow since the cataclysm.
Well, you know that's not true. The tree, you know that these trees can grow without the assistance of like magical light generators and things like that.
These are the only things that can grow in the dark.
Yes.
So the answer really is no, we don't want to spread seeds, but we would just like some fruit all the same, please.
No, we need to negotiate with them. They're not just going to give us fruit. We're going to need
We
to...
haven't asked the right question yet.
They haven't exactly offered us any incentives to spread these.
Because we haven't made any negotiations yet. We haven't asked them what they want.
What would we get in exchange for spreading the seeds?
To become part of the coven. To join with us.
And what does that entail?
They all just sort of give this weird grin and look around, and you see, basically, as you say that, the plants all around, all the bushes begin to move, and you see that these plants aren't actually plants; these are creatures made of plants.
Are the seeds in the fruit?
They are, yes.
Well, this group has been tasked with collecting the fruit and taking it back to the village, so would that not...
I give fruit to the goblins with orders to disperse their seed to the other villages. Deceitful beings that they are, the goblins barter the fruit, but the seeds are dispersed all the same. My plan of colonizing the surface with the children of the Gothis continues.
Right. So here's the thing.
The goblins are dead.
Also, they've not been bringing the fruit around.
Unfortunate.
So they haven't
What's all yours passive perception, by the way?
Me.
Is everyone? Well, passive insight probably be the best way to go.
Yeah, now you speak my language.
Passive insight is 12. Passive perception is 14.
Okay.
Mine's 14.
You're unconscious and 0.
Wrong character.
Perception's 13, insight's 11.
Perception is 13. Sorry, perception is 11. Insight is 13.
Okay.
12 for wisdom and 14 for investigation.
Alright. So, as you're hearing this conversation, it strikes you as weird. Different people are speaking, or at least their mouths are moving, but the sound isn't coming. It's the same sound, the same voice coming from each of their mouths. It's almost like it isn't actually them speaking, they're just being puppeted.
Interesting.
The goblins are dead. We didn't do it.
No, that was the dragon.
And we just want to get the piece of fruit and take it back to the ruler because he needs to eat it or else it's going to die, and then we can get paid.
Wait, that's why they bring the fruit?
He's been alive for a really
Though
long year.
your remains would enrich my compost, you'll serve my needs better as supplicants. You shall retain your lives after a fashion.
No. No, we just want to go away the way we are.
Yeah, that would be preferable.
Um,
We'll spread your seed, to the town leader because apparently he needs it. But the ones that spread the seeds are the goblins, but the goblins didn't do what they were supposed to. So
It's their fault.
yeah.
I take. Sorry.
There you go.
I take a moment and I just pull a few tools out of one of my belts really quick and fashion a small little object, because I'm at the back of the group, just sort of next to me. And it's it's a tiny little, looks like a small cannon, I guess you could say, with clawed feet.
Okay.
And I do that, I pick it up and I just on my shoulder.
On your shoulder? Cool. If you wish the fruit, step forward. And you see the adventurers actually part ways and all of them beckon towards the tree.
So that was your quest. So how about it?
Thanks. I'm gonna need some liquid courage for this.
I'll take
Well, if you need liquid courage, how about you drink this?
Pull out the vial of dragon's fire,
Which I was carrying.
which is currently written in my inventory.
I was the one carrying that.
Well, that's what I was going to pull out, so
Yes.
I pull that out,
I give you
and I
the,
drink that,
Okay.
and I sort of inch my way up towards...
Okay.
I'll step in as well.
Very good.
I will follow at a safe distance.
Okay.
I don't think there is a safe distance.
There is no safe
Within
distance.
my trident distance.
Alright. So you begin moving up, and as you approach, you see this gargantuan tree. And as you get closer, the bark separates, and you see two glowing eyes, and it opens a knot in its bark, and you see a mouth, and it goes, "You wish to partake of my fruit?"
I wish to borrow your fruit for someone else.
And, you go, and then he looks at you and just goes, "Then choose." And you see there are two fruits.
What do they look like?
One looks like an apple, and the other looks like an apple that is white.
What's the difference?
He goes, "Both serve my needs."
Which one will serve mine?
Question. What do we know about the apple that is traded to us?
You know that it's a bright red fruit.
Yeah, it's a bright red fruit.
That's the one I'm gonna take.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna... No, not the white one.
Okay.
That one, please.
No, he's just waiting for you to. It's not actually on. It's actually. It actually is. They're both growing out of the chest or the.
Torso.
Not the torso. The
Trunk?
trunk. Thank you. Yeah. Of the tree. They look. They almost look like two pimples.
That one.
Yeah. He goes. He's just waiting.
Can I reach it?
Yeah. You better reach it. Yeah.
Sorry, I was going to say, because I had to recreate part of my character with the update. Did I have Mage Hand before?
Yes, because you were using it to pick locks
Yeah.
and disarm traps.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so that's fine. I get to remove that one. I'll put the other one properly back in. I will get Mage Hand. I will go, and I will get it to pick
Okay, so
The red one.
you grab a hold of it, and
Yeah.
it's again, it's almost like popping a pimple. So it sort of go, like it actually squashes, but then you have the fruit on the inside, and this thing just sort of, and you hear it just goes. He looks at all of you and just goes,
Thank you.
yes.
Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up.
There you go. And he just looks at you and goes, farewell, my child.
Back up, back up, back up.
Excuse me, Mr. Tree. I'm gonna.
Yeah, and he just again, so she's left. You're waiting. Yeah,
Are the rumours of the horn tree true?
that is how I came to be here.
Interesting. Bye.
Can I have one too?
Where's my body?
Here he goes. If you wish to partake of my other fruit, you may.
I'm behind her.
Yeah.
Leading them to.
I have a question.
I grabbed the.
Okay.
I have a question. Where's my body?
We left you in the corridor. I'm now slapping you awake. We're going, Dreadful. We're going.
Yes,
Yeah, I've raced off after.
okay. So you've got the white fruit, you've got the red fruit, and you dashing out.
Do I have to roll to wake up?
No, you're good. You just have one hit point.
We're going.
Okay,
Believe you.
okay.
Don't go crazy again.
Okay, I may.
Don't.
I'll
All
try
right.
not
So
to.
you make your. Let me see. I don't think there's anything of note. Just going to back. So you're not going to go any other place. You're just going to go straight back out of the temple.
I wish.
Yeah.
I wish to go to a city watch.
Well, that's back in the. I'm just saying. Are you? Because there are other locations in this place if you want to.
We did want to go down the first place that we.
Oh, yeah, at the very, very start.
Very, very start.
Ah, okay. Right.
But I don't know that we want to do that without Tom.
Fair enough. Well,
I mean, we'd be better off doing it.
Now. Yeah, we'd be better off doing it now, before we leave the temple.
We're just following them.
yeah. I'm just deciding. So okay, but I'm talking about at this level. There's nothing else you want to do on this level.
What was left on this level?
There's
You could go north.
that main corridor going north.
Oh, right.
Up that way.
No, I think I'm done with creepy foresty trees and shit. And
Okay.
I would perhaps like to go up to the goblin area where their nice people are and have a rest.
Okay. So
That's what I'd like to do.
you all dash your way out of the area, past the
Whose version of the dungeon are we in?
past the alchemy lab, through the crack and back up to the hole into the king's chamber. No, I was like, do I need to do athletics checks or anything like that? But no. One thing I should actually mention too, Indy. As soon as you pluck that fruit,
Yeah.
the whip actually wraps itself around it and then sits itself in your pocket.
That is poisonous.
Oh.
What?
The whip puts itself in its pocket.
No, it wraps itself around the fruit,
Oh, yeah.
and then it puts itself
Yeah.
in your pocket or on your belt. It's now you now have the fruit is now wrapped around your whip, or the other way around. The whip is now wrapped around the fruit.
is poisonous.
All right, and then you make it back up to the king's chamber on the upper level.
What is the sight that we behold?
The sight that you behold is very similar to what you saw last time, for you two at least. However, what you see, the only thing different that you see is the kobold king isn't there, but there is a dead goblin king.
Oh, good. Right where we left him.
What?
I told you, we killed him.
Where's the kobold?
What?
The kobolds lived here.
No, the kobolds are the ones that had the dragon. That wanted the dragon back. We told you. The goblins were the
The
bad
goblins
guys.
were the ones
Look.
that wanted the dragon back, and the
Look,
kobolds
it
were the
doesn't
ones
really
that
matter.
stole it.
As soon as I can talk to this dragon, there won't be any issue whatsoever.
Oh, dragon's dead.
I wish to cast Heal Wound on myself
Very good. So roll your dice.
with dice.
We didn't exactly have a choice.
D20.
The Goblin King was persuading the dragon to try and kill us, so
I've got a spell.
exactly.
I
That's the,
suppose you all just decided that you'd not speak to this dragon to see what it wanted.
Not everyone can talk dragon.
Hey, I was the one who released the dragon in the
Yes.
first place. It liked me until the Goblin King got in its ear. Also, the goblins are the ones that pretty much killed the things.
let's
I
just
didn't
get
want to kill it.
Let's just
7 plus 2 plus 1. So if I get the math correct, I'm at
You
10.
get 9 hit points back.
Which means my health is
It's
9.
10. Yeah.
Well, I just heal myself with a spell, and that's all my spell slots taken up.
All right. So you make your way back through the temple. You attempt to go. Which way do you wish to go? Would be the question.
Back through the way that we came.
Yeah,
Okay.
disarm the trap.
So when you attempt to go through that way, you find that the trap has not been disarmed.
Why are you guys going that way?
That's the way we came.
No, we came that way. Points towards
We
the.
came this way.
The
We
main
came
hall's
that way.
the main hall's literally just across here.
But we came that way. That's the way the kobold showed us.
That's where the
I-
goblin killer thing was.
I hammer the. No, wait. This is the one. This is the other one.
This
isn't
is the really tricky one. Yeah, this one took you a while to disarm the last time.
And we need the key to open the
Nissa
door
is
anyway.
going to just start walking
We don't
back
have
the
the
other
key,
way
she has
through
the
the
key.
through
I'm just
the
gonna follow Nissa.
All right. Well, she so she's walking through the pantry that you guys. She's not going the way that you came. She's just turning around
Yeah,
and
so
going.
I'm just gonna follow Nissa because clearly things aren't the way that we left it.
just going back around all the goblin bodies.
Yeah. So as you're walking through, there's just dead goblin body parts everywhere. So everything is similar to how it was when you left, but not quite the same. You go through and you end up heading past the dragon shrine where you got the fire breath potion, zigzagging around and ending up back
It's
in.
not there.
Question.
Yes.
The fountain. Was it full?
No, it was not.
Oh yeah,
I take a
I used that
small-
to free the dragon.
I take a small. Hmm?
We've already used the potion. Yeah.
What about the other one up the end of that path over there?
There's another one.
You guys didn't go that far.
Takes off to the other one.
Anyway, let's go. We'll keep walking backwards.
Okay. So you're just heading up that corridor?
Hmm.
Okay. Shit. Indy, where are you going?
Can
I promise
I-
to keep them alive.
I just
Uh,
want to
I'll
go
just
back to
shit.
City Watch.
Who are you following?
My friend.
Okay.
I'm just going to go for the City Watch.
well,
Alright, so you're heading back out. That's fine.
be amusing none the least. Let's go.
I also also wish to pull out my longbow.
Alright. So the party's been split.
No, we went.
Oh, you're following them. Okay,
Because I
so.
just told Mandel, remember we promised to keep them alive.
Alright. Shit. Okay, I'm gonna work this crap out again. Alright, so the door leads to small cells. Each door just open wide enough to enable a small creature to slip through without having to open it any further. So you're looking. So up this corridor where you
Wait,
hadn't
didn't we
gone.
go through there with the kobold?
No, a different one.
Oh,
You.
okay.
This was an area that you that he refused to travel down.
Oh.
He said this is where kobolds go to die.
Oh, this is where goblins go to die.
No, it's where kobolds go
No,
to
it's
die.
We're a good little bit
It's
behind.
where kobolds go to die.
We're a little bit behind. It's fine.
Why are we going where they died?
I mean, they
Because-
said there was more fire breathing potion up there.
Oh.
The goblins asked us to take care of the goblin killing thing that was on the other side of the passageway.
Wait, is my
And so we
poison
went
and
through
disease
and we
spell
found
still
another
on?
fountain for a dragon, but a poison-breathing dragon. And when you say the dragon words, you get sprayed with poison.
Why are you ruining all the fun?
And then there are gigantic rats in the next door, which eat the goblins. So unless you want to go and fight some giant rats, which, by the way, I do not recommend because they hurt like a bitch, I suggest we go back out.
Fine. Nissa listens to reason.
Okay.
This is nice.
Alright, so you turn back around.
Little bit. How far into that room were we?
You were just in the cell. You hadn't gotten to the trap door yet.
I just yell. What was it?
Oh, I can't remember. You can say the word.
No.
Yeah, and you hear.
And I walk back.
Yeah.
Was that necessary?
He had to prove he was right.
But we were already listening.
It doesn't matter. This is how some people work.
Alright. So you head back
I've only known him for 2
to.
days.
Nissa will head back towards where the Kobold King.
We're
Yes.
the Goblin King.
Kobold King.
Goblin King.
So, as you guys pass through, again, things are looking very similar, but again, things aren't written in Goblin, they're written in Draconic, which was...
Wait, so it still is written in Draconic, or it
Like
wasn't?
all the goblin warnings are kobold warnings.
Yes.
Oh, so we can read all of them.
Yes.
Kobold speak draconic.
Exactly. And it's basically, you're seeing things like, don't go this way, watch out, piss off goblins. And you come into the main corridor where you see, again, things very similar to what you saw before, but instead of a civilization of goblins, you see a civilization of kobolds. And sitting at the end of the Hall of Dragons, with the double row relief carved marble columns, with the worn carvings that depict intertwining dragons, you see the dragon throne, and sitting at the dragon throne is a very immaculately dressed kobold in white robes who greets you thusly. Ha ha! You have returned!
I'm sorry, my lord, but unfortunately the dragon didn't make it.
Oh no.
Yeah, the Goblin King had a hold of it and it didn't make it.
That is a terrible loss. I see that, oh fuck, what's his name?
But in the good news is the goblins are all dead.
Oh! Well, that is good. Yes. Was it you that managed to dispatch them all?
Well, technically the dragon dispatched most of them after we set
Oh,
free.
well, then he has definitely served his purpose. Ha ha.
But we did kill the Goblin King.
Oh, that is fantastic. I'm very appreciative of you. Well, you have most certainly earned your rewards.
Excellent.
Meepo, that was it. Yes, that's it. Where is Meepo?
Meepo tried to talk to the dragon and the dragon ate him.
Oh, no.
Hang on. Wasn't the goblin called?
Yes, we did warn him not to, though.
I don't know.
I mean, we tried to stop him, but
It was.
He was very insistent.
yeah, he didn't really heed our warnings
Who
when I
knows?
told him the dragon wasn't very happy.
I really want
Well,
Sans back.
he is the one who, he was in charge of it, I suppose. It's no big loss, and I guess in time we will be able to recover, but you have most certainly proven yourselves as worthy adventurers and soldiers and defenders of our civilization. We thank you greatly for removing the goblins and for retrieving your friends. I'm guessing these are the adventurers that you lost.
Hi.
Yes.
I'm from
Yes,
City
they are.
Watch.
Yes, it's been quite a hectic journey through here. Hope you can understand our desire for haste to leave this place.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
And you mentioned something about reward.
Oh, Christ.
and he he goes, "Oh, certainly," and he waves his hand at the table and said, "Please take what it is that you would like."
What's on the
It
thing
was-
behind you?
What's left on the table?
Yeah, something what was
I remember we
remaining.
took the key.
I wanted the
What's-
potion,
What's
Yeah.
on the thing behind him? Because that's where our
the
stuff
seed,
was.
and it's just a train.
All right, it's the exact same thing. What is currently remaining on that?
Because I think I took the ceremonial dagger too. Or I have a ceremonial dagger.
You have the ceremony. You didn't take that. You got that from a different location. There is a small flask and the 3 spell scrolls.
I'll take this
Um,
Because you took the.
I have spell scrolls in my inventory.
Oh, then it must just be the. Well, that's just it. It's just the flask that's
Right,
remaining.
well,
You've
I
got
will-
everything else.
Pick up the flask then.
Yeah.
What sort of flask is it?
It is a small metal flask, and it has a fluid in it.
Oh yeah, sniff.
Sniff it.
Isn't it poison stone?
It's make a nature check. Or survival.
22.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, you sniff it. It is very similar to. It smells very similar to a healing potion.
See, we got potions after all.
I wish you detect
I will
I
pocket
wish,
that.
is my detect poison, does he spell one?
You've run out of spells, mate.
Oh yeah, I'm just asking.
It ran out. Yeah, it was 10 minutes.
Just random question. Do you have any forks?
You go, maybe. I'm honestly not sure.
What are they made of?
You'd have bone, I think. And you see him sort of whispers to one of his aides, three prop. So, and one of them runs off and retreats, and he basically has a bone fork, a small bone fork. Looks like it's like made out of the bone of a goblin.
May I have it?
Please.
Disappears into the bag of holding.
Okay. So if that is all that you wish, you may stay here the evening if you like, or you can basically do whatever it is that you wish to do. But I hope you have a pleasant stay if you decide to stay, or a safe journey if you wish to leave. And I will send scouts down to the other goblin areas, and we can begin reclaiming this temple the way that it was intended to be.
Okay. We should probably warn you. The downstairs area is covered in some kind of vine.
Yes, we have heard rumours of things. We've not gone down there yet. Yes,
Okay, there are still a couple of goblins down there, but they are very, very odd and didn't react to us, so I don't know what they're doing.
Thank you for the warning. We
They
will take.
have mushrooms on them. We believe they're infected with some things. Best not to go down
Okay, I will get some of our alchemists onto it. But thank you. If you'll excuse me, I have other business to attend to. And you actually see he begins talking to the other kobolds, and they begin rallying their troops and sending off people into different areas.
I should mention that Nissa has a bag of holding over one shoulder. It's got what appears to be a trident stitched into the side, but there's no other explanation as to why she has it.
Nissa, indeed.
Yes.
Was there anything dangerous when you got to the temple? Like on the outside of the temple? Or was it just a big chasm with a slippery slope and you have to be very careful walking down?
I mean, there was a hole that she fell down with a giant rat. But,
Oh, we didn't fall down that.
yeah, but I've jammed it. It won't open again.
Yeah, that's what we did. Okay. So we could probably rush back to the city tonight then. It would just be very tired when we get there. Or we can sleep here with the kobolds. And then head back.
I don't know about you guys, but I could do with a drink.
She breathes fire, and all the other kobolds go, "Ah!" And then a few of them actually begin to, "Oh, great breather!"
think this through.
We're gonna go back to the city now, I think.
Oh, praise the breather! Praise her!
Yeah, no, we're going back now. This is your fault.
I don't want to stay. This is weird.
Yeah.
Well, there's still that one door that I think we should inspect
Which door?
on the way out, the dragon door.
Oh, you mean the scary room? Yeah, we already finished that. It's empty. That's where we found the dragon priest.
I will wander
begin this
that way and have a look.
Begin this conversation as you're walking through. So you get to the main atrium and you go to the area that you previously hadn't gone to, and you find that the doors are open.
There's strange orbs in there. If you touch them, you run away screaming, and we don't know why. I mean, I'm assuming they're magical, but we didn't exactly get the chance when we were running away terrified.
What else was in there?
There was a couple of rooms with traps in them. There was a statue that asked me a riddle, which I answered. I don't know if I was supposed to answer it that quickly.
Yeah, she just went boom. Right, first word out of her mouth was the answer to the fucking riddle. I was like, oh shit, okay, that was right. So
And then there was a giant hole that we had to jump over, and then there was a big sarcophagus with the dragon priest in it, and he killed our cleric.
So what you're saying is that you left your cleric there.
What I'm saying is our cleric was an asshole, but we buried him in the sarcophagus.
You had a healer's kit.
Not at that point. He didn't know.
We didn't have anything.
No, we found the healer's kit in the goblin stash.
that'd be where you got your scrolls.
Oh, yeah, actually it probably was.
So you can get the scrolls and the potion as well. So there you go. Yes, because the scrolls you got were command, cure wounds, inflict wounds, and guiding bolt. Those are the scrolls you got.
I think
Does
we
I
used
have-
something which way.
Does I
Right.
have guiding bolt?
You do, yeah. So those are the scrolls you got from the dragon priest.
Oh, I guess we just walk back up to
so you
town.
can't drip.
All right. And with that,
Oh dear.
And, of course, we pile the gold, but that's not the point.
We have.
We have a predicament. Because if
Their contract never happened. I'm not getting paid for this shit.
well,
Dad?
I mean,
We have the fruit.
you guys said that you talked to
We have
the
the fruit.
town leaders?
yeah, but in case you haven't noticed, everything is different.
But, what if,
What if we sell it back to them
or,
for a
what
little
if
bit
we
more?
go talk to them, take the quest, go sit in the pub for a day, come back and give them the fruit?
Yeah.
How about we take the fruit, you just sell it to them?
so with that.
With
With that scheming in mind, as you begin to make your way back up the switchback staircase towards the ropes to lead up to the main path to the city of Smallville, we will leave our adventure there.
I was trying so hard not to murder the clickers.
Yeah.